Memorim. Chuck, you have discarded the used condom. This body, this great white hope, this poor drivel of words like an old man too long at the toilet, cannot encompass the breadth of that which you did unto death. Chuck. We hardly knew ye. Up, Chuck. Chuck it here, boy. Keep on chucking. Let's take a walk through the ground, Chuck, in the latter days. Have a few chuckles, and do a little chuck and jive before we get chucked out. Terrorism and politics were not always happy bedfellows, not in the former democracies of the West, in any case. But the precedent now set by the president, who has not met a limitation caused by a lack of judgment or character that he could not evade, who has not met a bar he could not lower, nor a truth he could not distort, has given you, Chuck, hope of the once free world. Champion of chicken pots, of multiplying roasters, cross-dresser par excellence of all things, appearing to be other than, has given you the opportunity to make our world the champion. No interest, 3-car Monty, one used owner only, deal of a lifetime, no odometer, no problem. Drive it away today. Answer to the prayers of millions struggling into polyester pantsuits and spraying as if for hornets and locusts to remove the stench of their need and feed from the abandoned house of their being. For all of these who have lost the power of speech themselves, Chuck. Now, walking on all fours, with the rhinestone brooches and garish unknown gems bedazzled upon fat sausage fingers, for the non-push-up capable whining children jiggling like jello, walking to the video game shop, inhaling half-gallon big gulps, low-tar cigarettes, and some kind of soft shit from the pastry shelf. Chuck. Chuck. Death has given you opportunity. For all the drunk daddies lusting after or fondling 13-year-old breasts through I'm yo bitch, I'm yo ho sequin t-shirts cut off above the impaling navel rings, yet further above scant emerging pubic patches already trimmed and buffed, because you're not getting any younger as the due date approaches. For every young boy in the brush past the roadside restrooms dreaming about fuck I don't know what. For the halcyon-eyed housewives and that 10-minute temptation fuck in the afternoon between drinks and missed appointments, otherwise engaged, now to spray yet more mists of unearthly hues and sticky, stinking excrescences of Dow and DuPont unto Monsanto beneath the bridge strained through the stono filters of other dreams. More dead, more remote, but really not that far fucking off when you think about it from where we are now. Chuck, my virtue 'tis of thee, cheaper than stolen, freer than free. For all the once wretched refuse evolved by faith, effort, and determination, into a bedrock American Gothic portrait of the brief camera shot of a prime too short. Now blown past too fast to recall, and once again wretched refuse, now of its own making, retching, stumbling, fumbling at zippers and stays, flesh bulging, like Susan Sarandon's eyes or that Morty Feldman guy from the Lobster Tank, unsure, uncertain, slithering, mandibles waving. If not drunk, then certainly insane, lurching down enormous aisles of nothing but potato chips, turning into the soft drinks only aisle, on into the frozen, pre-prepared food section of dinners and desserts with an ingredients list that might as well be Chinese, unless you are Chinese. Onward to the doctor, to the pharmacy, to the barca lounger, to the grave. Oh, mighty race of once bright hope and strong facial features, we now bend over for the Huns at the gate, not only without fear, but in anticipation, Chuck. For the faux Blackwater men in Iowa who nightly patrol the perimeters of their split-level ranches, for the Mormons and the Scientologists, the hippies and the girls on the internet. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you very much. Thank you for not only the bad things, but for the relentless hearing about them, the buzz in the atmosphere, radio waves of nonsense like chickens cackling on the astral plane, like frogs fucking in jello, like shit running uphill in January. Downriver, the legs of murdered monks sticking out of the flooding riverbank, to the tune of "You Can Trust Your Car to the Man Who Wears the Star." It seems like everything we do is murder, Chuck. It seems like second and third hand murder. It's like looking to the toilet bowl between Larry Craig's legs and Larry King is looking back. Time Warner wants the funeral pictures. Peephole magazine wants the autopsy photos. What's next after fist fucking, Chuck? It seems like everything we do is murder, a few times removed. Thank God for all of it. How could we ever need redemption so desperately if not for this? How would salvation mean anything if not for all of this? There's your silver lining. There's your light at the end of the tunnel. To find the living light, you must imagine your zeal like that of a drowning man seeking oxygen, seeking the surface, but actually the depths. They say that sort of thing happens, but you wouldn't know about that, Chuck. Torment is the purification rite that strips away the blinders. The ever-closing confinement of the energetic lost becomes the magnificent heat of the pressing density of matter against matter, forming the diamond that proves, no matter how dark and confining it gets, it ends in deliverance and perfection. And light, or something to hold it, something to reflect it, something for it to pass through, that endless irritation which forms the pearl and you. That is their value. The gas that fuels the keep on trucking, keep on keeping on. High in the highest Shambhala, the most pristine of worlds, touches the densest murk and proclaims them one. One for the one. Thank you, Chuck, and may the roses bloom upon your cross.